You wake up early, you work hard, you try to do the right thing, and yet, somehow, money still feels like it slips through your fingers. At the end of the month, you're left wondering, where did it all go? Now here's the uncomfortable truth most people avoid. It's not always about how much you earn, it's about what you do with what you earn. And today, we're going to expose something powerful, not just surface level advice, not generic save more nonsense, but the 8 silent money habits that are quietly destroying your wealth behind the scenes. Some of these might hit close, some might challenge how you think, and at least one could completely change your financial future. So don't just listen, pay attention, because by the end of this, you'll either recognize yourself or you'll realize why you've been stuck. Let's start with the first one. Habit number 1, living without awareness. Most people don't have a money problem. They have an awareness problem. They spend, but don't track. They earn, but don't measure. They hope, but don't verify. Money flows in and disappears silently. Subscriptions you forgot about. Small daily expenses that seem harmless. Impulse purchases justified as "I deserve it." Here's the danger. Individually, these things look small, but together, they form a leak. And wealth isn't usually destroyed in one big mistake. It's drained, slowly, quietly, consistently. Imagine trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. That's what your finances look like without awareness. Now here's the shift. Wealth begins the moment you start paying attention, not obsessively, but intentionally, because what you track improves, and what you ignore controls you. So ask yourself, right now, do you actually know where your money goes every month, or are you guessing? If you're guessing, you're already losing. Habit number 2, confusing income with wealth. This one traps a lot of people, especially ambitious ones. You start earning more, and suddenly, life upgrades. Better phone, better clothes, better lifestyle, and it feels like progress. But here's the twist. Income is what you make. Wealth is what you keep. You can earn a lot and still be broke, because wealth isn't about appearance. It's about ownership, assets, investments, savings, control. If all your money flows out as fast as it comes in, you're not building wealth. You're just passing money through your hands. Think about it like this. 2 people earn the same amount. One spends everything. The other saves and invests even a small portion. Fast forward 5 years. Their incomes may look similar, but their lives will be completely different. One is still stuck. The other has options. And money, at its core, is about options. So the real question becomes, are you building wealth or just maintaining a lifestyle? Habit number 3, delayed financial responsibility. I'll start saving next month. I'll invest when I earn more. I'll figure it out later. That word, later, is expensive because time is the most powerful force in building wealth. And every delay costs you, not just money, but opportunity. Here's something most people underestimate. Starting small early beats starting big late. Always. Because of something simple but powerful. Growth compounds over time. The longer your money has to grow, the less effort you need later. But when you delay, you force your future self to work harder to make up for lost time. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't delay because they can't start. They delay because they're uncomfortable starting small. They want it to feel significant, perfect, worth it. But wealth doesn't start big. It starts consistent. So let me ask you something directly. What have you been postponing that you already know you should start? Because the longer you wait, the harder it gets. Habit number 4, emotional spending. This one is subtle and dangerous because it doesn't feel like a financial decision. It feels like a personal one. You're stressed, so you spend. You're bored, so you buy. You're celebrating, so you upgrade. Money becomes tied to emotions. And when that happens, logic disappears. You're not asking, is this a good financial decision? You're asking, how do I feel right now? And feelings are temporary, but financial consequences are not. Now here's the deeper issue. Emotional spending isn't really about money. It's about control, or lack of it. Because when spending becomes your coping mechanism, you're no longer in charge. Your emotions are. And that's a dangerous place to be. So instead of trying to cut spending, ask yourself something more powerful. What triggers your spending? Because once you identify the trigger, you can control the reaction. And control is where wealth begins. Habit number 5, avoiding financial education. Most people spend years in school, but never learn how money actually works. They know how to pass exams, but not how to build wealth. And because of that, they rely on guesswork. Or worse, they rely on advice from people who are also struggling. Now think about this. Would you take fitness advice from someone out of shape? Probably not. But financially, people do this all the time. They follow trends. They copy friends. They listen to noise instead of learning principles. And here's the thing. Money isn't complicated, but it is structured. There are rules, patterns, systems, and once you understand them, everything changes. You stop reacting and start strategizing. So instead of asking, how do I make quick money? Start asking, how does money actually work? Because that question alone can change your life. Habit number 6, lifestyle inflation. This one destroys more wealth than people realize. You earn more and immediately spend more, not because you need to, but because you can. It's subtle. It feels normal, even deserved, but it's a trap because your expenses rise with your income, but your wealth stays the same. Or worse, disappears. You're running faster, but not moving forward. And here's the real danger. Once you upgrade your lifestyle, it's hard to go backwards. So you lock yourself into higher expenses, more pressure, less freedom. Now imagine the opposite. Your income increases, but your lifestyle stays controlled. That gap, that's where wealth is built. That's your power zone. Because every increase in income becomes an opportunity, not a liability. So next time you earn more, don't ask, what can I upgrade? Ask, what can I keep? That question alone can change your financial trajectory. Habit number 7, ignoring long-term thinking. We live in a fast world. Quick money, quick results, quick wins. And that mindset bleeds into finances. People chase short-term satisfaction at the cost of long-term stability. They want results now, even if it hurts them later. But wealth doesn't work like that. It rewards patience, consistency, discipline, things that don't feel exciting, but produce powerful outcomes. Now here's the paradox. The longer your time horizon, the easier wealth becomes. Because you're no longer chasing urgency. You're building momentum. But when you think short term, every decision becomes stressful. Every fluctuation feels like failure. And you end up making emotional moves. That set you back. So zoom out for a second. Think beyond this month, beyond this year. Ask yourself, where do I want to be financially in 5 years, 10 years? Because if you don't define it, you'll drift. And drifting is expensive. Habit number 8, not creating multiple streams of income. Relying on one source of income is risky, not because it's wrong, but because it's fragile. If that one source disappears, everything collapses. Now think about this. Most wealthy people don't rely on one income stream. They build systems, investments, side businesses, Assets that generate income, not overnight, but intentionally. And here's the key. Multiple streams don't start big, they start small. A skill, an idea, an opportunity, something that grows over time. Because the goal isn't just to earn more, it's to create stability, flexibility, control. So instead of asking, how can I work harder? Start asking, how can I earn differently? That shift is where freedom begins. Now pause for a moment, because here's the reality. None of these habits are rare. Most people have at least 3 or 4. Some have all 8, and that's why they feel stuck. Not because they're incapable, but because they're unaware. And awareness is where everything changes. So here's what I want you to do. Pick just one habit, not all 8, just one. The one that hit you the hardest, the one you recognized instantly. And start there, because transformation doesn't come from doing everything at once. It comes from doing the right thing, consistently. And if this opened your eyes even a little, then don't stop here, because understanding money is one of the most powerful skills you can build, not just for survival, but for freedom. So make sure you stay connected, because the next step is learning how to actually build wealth, not just avoid losing it. And one more thing before you go, if you've ever felt like you're working hard, but not moving forward, that feeling isn't random. There's a reason behind it. And once you understand it, you'll never look at money the same way again. So stay curious, stay aware, and most importantly, stay intentional, because your financial future is being shaped by what you do today, whether you realize it or not.